Okay, see, Kashify has a response. I haven't seen the video response, but one of the comments, he was talking about how it got its foot in the door. I mean, yes, in a way I was profoundly affected because this whole militaristic pattern that I'm aware of now, I see how it pervades. I see it in such a 3-day capsule that I see how it pervades, and I see that there's a natural method of change that follows the same pattern, but just not so quickly, not so abruptly, does so more stably, naturally, and organically. But it's also totally what I'm against. And it comes down to this idea that I was complaining about, that they say what we're going to say is not true, but just accept it. Just try it on. And he says, Cashify says, well, that's the same as telling someone this is just a relative truth. No, it is not the same at all. Yeah, it's the same material event out there, but it's the perspective on it's totally different. The expectation totally different, because they're saying this isn't true, but accept it as if it's true. Try this dogma on for size. When you say this is a relative truth, all along you say, no, 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 no. Consider it, yeah. Consider it. What if it were true? But not by forgetting all the other things that could be true. You know, you never lose the foundation of other things that balance you. They're basically saying, don't let the rest of your thinking balance out this crazy shit we're going to teach you. Just accept it. And really, the means is the method. The means is the means, and the means is all there is. However you use your means to put your dogma out there, that's the more important part. That's the methodology. That's why skepticism, over thousands of years, what the skeptics actually assent to as true, like say, time being the same for all of us, changes. It's the methodology that stayed the same for thousands of years. And that's the thing, this method of intimidation, of breaking people's down. As far as it being a Buddhist technique, so what? This is where Buddhists and I definitely differ a lot. This whole get rid of the ego. No, no, no. I think if you get rid of the ego, you're left with a bunch of social mores, the ego of your society, maybe even your genetic ego, some sort of a blank piece of paper that's meant to be written on. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to erase all my works of cognition for some, and then and the idea that you could justify brutalizing an ego in an attempt to destroy it, to free them from, it's just nonsense. It's just, that's an unhealthy aspect. I don't care how, if it's from Buddhism that has lots of good ideas, or even if thinking that way leads to a bunch of ideas that are good. Because in the end, no, you're not going to destroy the ego. And in the end, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to let my ego be destroyed. I'm not going to ignore my ego in this way, or subject it, or minimize it, or any of that stuff. Anyway, cheers.